because I said so. Technically not a real sentence, yet somehow it ended more arguments in my house than any grounding ever did. This is a sentence. One word, stop. It's got everything it needs. So if a one-word command is more of a sentence than a threat, why did some people get a paragraph marked wrong in 9th grade because it wasn't a complete thought? That's what we're fixing today. I'm Coach Bob Herb, 30 years teaching high schoolers who'd rather clean the gym floor with a toothbrush than diagram a sentence. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll never again be scared of the words fragment or run-on. Let's go. Quick recap for the 2 of you who've been here since episode 1. Last time we talked about word choice. Visual nouns, vivid verbs, adjectives used like hot sauce. A little goes a long way. Adverbs only when you're too lazy to find a better verb. A sentence is a machine, like a bicycle, and every bicycle needs 2 non-negotiable parts to run: the wheels. If you only got one wheel, it's a unicycle, and those aren't as stable as a bicycle. So, part 1, the front wheel, the subject. That's who or what the sentence is about, the doer, the thing being discussed. Part 2, the back wheel, the predicate. That's what the subject does or is. Every predicate has a verb hiding inside of it. That's the engine of the sentence. So, subject, the wrench. Predicate is rusted. Put them together, the wrench is rusted. Congratulations, that's a complete sentence. It's not a good sentence. Nobody's winning a Pulitzer Prize over a rusty wrench, but it's grammatically whole. It doesn't need anything or anything else to help it survive. I genuinely get excited talking about this. My wife's learned to just nod her head. Now, here's the trap a lot of reluctant writers fall into. They think a sentence has to be long to be complete or short to be simple. Length has nothing to do with it. Watch this. She ran. She ran 3 miles before the sun came up past the closed diner, past the school, all the way over to the water tower. Both are complete sentences. One's got 2 words, one's got 20. The test was never about length. The test is always, do we have a subject and do we have a predicate? A fragment is a sentence that's missing a piece. It feels finished when you say it out loud, but grammatically, it's not standing on its own. So a fragment's missing a subject, missing a predicate, or it starts with a word that leaves it hanging. Let's take a look at some examples every one of you lives through. The group project. Look at these. Sat and started to think. The big group, because Madison didn't finish her slide. These are all fragments. The first one tells you the action. That's the predicate. But where's the doer? No subject there. The second one tells you the doers. That's the subject. But where's the predicate? What's the action? It's missing. That final example has a subject, Madison. It's got a predicate, didn't finish her slide. But that word because at the front turns it into a dependent clause. The word depend means to rely on something else. It's now legally required to lean on another sentence, like a kid who forgot their lunch money leaning on a friend. It's dependent on something else. See, leaning like this, I can't stand on my own. Fragments are the same way. They're leaning. And fix them by giving it something more to lean on. The project was late because Madison didn't finish her slide. Now it's whole. Because clauses or fragments aren't bad, they're just needy. Feed them a complete sentence and they become full. Other fragment offenders, words that start a thought but can't finish it alone, words like although, since, when, if, while. Anytime you see one of those camping out at the front of your sentence, ask yourself, is there a second half there? Or did I just trail off because I got a text? Fragments are basically the group chat message that just says, so anyway, and then nothing. We've all done it, just don't do it in an essay. If a fragment is a sentence that gives up too early, a run-on sentence is a sentence that refuses to stop. It's 2 or more complete sentences smashed together with no punctuation, or the wrong punctuation directing the traffic. I got my license last week. I already got a warning from a cop. He said that I was going 5 over, which I honestly felt personal. Oh, jeez. See what that did to me? That's a run-on doing that to your reader. Their brain is gasping right along with me right now. Run-ons are like the friend who tells a story and never lets you leave the conversation. You made eye contact with the exit 4 times, but they haven't even noticed. There are 3 ways to fix a run-on, and I want you to remember these like a toolkit, not a punishment. Number 1, split them into 2 sentences with a period. I got my license last week. I already got a warning from a cop. Number 2, use a comma plus a joining word called fanboys. Those are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, or so. I got my license last week, comma, and I already got a warning from a cop. Or number 3, use a semicolon if the 2 ideas are close cousins. I got my license last week, semicolon, I already got a warning from a cop. A semicolon is the fanciest tool in the box, so use it sparingly. It's kind of like cologne. Nobody likes that smell overdone, and nobody wants to be the semicolon guy either. Let's put it all together. I'll show you a sentence. You decide, complete sentence, fragment, or run-on. Pause the video if you want to actually think about it. You won't be offended, most likely. Number 1, after the bell rang and everybody bolted for the door. The answer is fragment. After leaves it hanging. The fix? After the bell rang, everyone bolted for the door. Make sure that comma's there. Number 2, my dog hates the mailman. He barks every single time. Answer, run on. The fix? My dog hates the mailman, semicolon. He barks every single time. Or, my dog hates the mailman, comma, so he barks every single time. Or, my dog hates the mailman, semicolon, he barks every single time. Number 3, coach benched me. The answer? Complete sentence. Short, brutal, grammatically flawless though. Number 4, even though I studied for 4 hours, the test still wrecked me. The answer, looking at the sentence itself in front of you, is a fragment, as written. It needs a comma after hours, but structurally it is a complete sentence once it's punctuated correctly, which is a great teaching wrinkle here, you notice? So I would make it, even though I studied for 4 hours, comma, the test still wrecked me. See, this one needs that punctuation to be grammatically correct. If you got 3 out of 4, you now understand sentence structure better than most people posting on the internet right now, genuinely. Lower your bar for who you're competing against. It helps. Here's a whole lesson in one sentence. See what I did there? A sentence needs a subject and a predicate. Once you can spot fragments and run-ons, you'll never be scared of complete thoughts again. You now know how to write a sentence that actually holds together. No more guessing, no more red pen anxiety. Next episode, we're taking these solid sentences and learning how to combine them so your writing doesn't sound like a robot or bad AI reading a grocery list. That's called sentence variety, and it's where writing starts to sound like you. Now, if this helped, gently tap the like button and ring that subscribe bell. I got 30 years of this stuff and I'm not running out anytime soon. Drop your own quiz in the comments, one fragment or run-on, and then type your fix. I read every one. I'm Coach Bob Herb. Go write something, even if it's just one good sentence. We'll see you in the next one.